I think it's important to question everything. And I like to question even the things that I say. And so many phrases are taken for granted. And so I like to sometimes stop and really think about what exactly am I saying? So the phrase that I want to talk about today is, most people. Most people think. Most people have. Most people do. Okay. So you probably use this, or at least you've heard people use this. Have you ever actually thought about what that means, or what it would actually take to be able to say that? Now, of course, okay, there are some examples when the sample size is small. So, my office, I do a survey and I say, okay, most people in my office like the new copier. Okay. Or when you have also just the numbers. So most people in the city, most people pay the taxes of this, okay. But what I want to focus on are more like opinions, especially personal ones. So I started thinking about this a few years ago. I was watching a debate discussion between two people, and they were talking about God. And one person gave his definition of God. And the other person said, okay, but that's not what most people think. Or, something like that. Or, that's not what most people's image of God is. And I just remember thinking, okay, how can you say that? How do you know that? Now, even if every person he talked to said, agreed with him, okay, first, that's still, the sample size is so small, and it's a biased sample size, or biased sample. It's the people who talk to him. How could you ever say that most people in the country, most people in the world have any belief? How would you know? So I started thinking about, okay, could we ever find out an answer like that? So let's say I have a question. Okay, do you believe in God? And if so, what is your concept of God? So I make a survey. And so then I ask people. All right, so first right away, if I'm a stranger asking someone a question, okay, what is the chance that they're going to give me, I don't know, not say a dishonest answer, but an answer that really is their, how they truly feel? Okay, probably not likely. Now, I'm not going to say most people won't give me the answer. Again, I don't know. But, okay, are they going to tell a stranger what they feel about, the most personal beliefs? Okay, probably not. Okay, so then how many levels are there to get to what we could say is actually what the person believes? Well, okay, there's what is, what someone would say to a stranger. Now, you could get rid of this possibly by making an anonymous survey. But, okay, we'll just say there's that first level. Next, you go to the level of what someone would say to people they know. So friends or coworkers or family members. Okay, and then the next one is what they would say to someone who is very close to them. Again, close family member, close friend. Okay, now you're getting closer to the truth. Okay, now you could still go farther and say, okay, what is something that, maybe they would say only to themselves but never admit it. Okay, so that might be that. Now you can even go one step further and say, what is something that even they won't admit to themselves? Okay, so when you're talking about something like God, it could be that bottom level. So how could you ever know? And so when you ask them, okay, how many things are like that where you have no idea? So the reason I'm talking about this today is this happened to me recently, where I was thinking about love. And I said, well, I think my idea of love is different than most people. And, I could hear like the car, the car's tires screeching to a halt. I'm like, okay, wait, how do I know what most people think? Okay, now, have I ever asked someone What is your what is your idea of love? No, I don't think so. Okay, so how do I know what people think about love? Well, it's only what I've seen. So it's the experience I've had with movies, books, music, what I hear, what I see. Now, is that giving me an accurate picture of what most people think? Now, am I going to say what Hollywood says love is what is commonly, believed by most people? Yeah, probably not. Okay. So I can see that for so many things like this, I can't say that most people. Now, I'm not saying that you have to stop saying this, but just be aware when you say it. Can you say that? Does it make sense? And also be aware when people are saying it to you. Now, maybe they're just saying it as most people, and maybe it is very clear. Or, they're just using it as just a phrase like people use, just without thinking about it. Or they're trying to bolster their statement, when they're saying, okay, I think this, and I think most people agree with me. Just be aware of that. So I'm saying all this because I think it's helpful to pay attention to what I say, what you say. And it's to be mindful of the fact that sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about.